Before my cat Forrest wandered into our lives about 9 years ago, my other cat, Wessie, had been an only cat for years. The introduction of a second cat to the home has brought a lot of joy, both to the humans in the home and to the cats. Wessie has had the opportunity to interact with another cat, to play, to chase her around, to spend time with, another member of his species, and I think it's been really, really beneficial for them both. However, it can be the wrong decision both for the people involved and for the cat, and it can be a hard decision to make. So in this video, I want to go over some of the reasons why you might want to get a second cat and some of the signs that it could be a good decision. So let's get on into it. So first off, cats are not quite as solitary as I think a lot of us imagine them being. While cats are solitary hunters, in nature they tend to kind of return to the colony, especially female cats. They'll raise each other's kittens, they will interact with one another as kittens, they have these tight social bonds. And we can tell that they really care about both their litter mates and other cats in their communities, expressing grief when they're gone and expressing affectionate behaviors when they're around. So I think that it can be very beneficial for any cat to live with other cats, but you can't just force them to be friends. There are certain signs that your cat is going to do well with a second cat in the home. During that early stage of life at which cats are often adopted, it's really, really beneficial for them to have another kitten to interact with. Kittens teach each other how to play, how to be cats. It's kind of unfortunate to deprive a kitten of that experience. So if you can adopt two kittens together, especially if they come from the same litter, that's going to be amazing. Another situation in which it's a good idea to adopt multiple cats at once is if you have a bonded pair. This can happen for a variety of reasons. Sometimes two cats lived in a shelter together and you can tell that they have this bond. You can learn about that from workers at the shelter, or you can just observe it when you're there. And sometimes cats grew up together, they lived together, and then they were relinquished together. Empathize with the cats and see if you can keep that pair together. Additionally, if you're going in to adopt a cat and you're told that in their previous home, this cat lived with other cats, they get along with them really well, then it can be a good idea to adopt two kind of compatible cats together, cats who are around the same age and who have kind of similar temperaments. Now, if you're not just adopting a cat for the first time, you've had your cat for a while and you're thinking about adopting another one, this decision can be more difficult. These cats are not starting off life together, they're not starting off life with you together, and you don't want to disrupt your existing cat's routine. So here are a few signs that it could be a good choice. The first is that your cat already shows signs of being comfortable with other cats. Perhaps your cat goes outside sometimes and they seem like they're starting to make friends with neighborhood cats, or maybe you have gone to visit a family member or a friend's house where there are cats and the cat seems to be interested. Another sign that your cat may benefit from the addition of another cat to the home is that they're showing signs of boredom. This can be tricky because boredom and stress can go together, and adding a new cat to the home can definitely add stress. So it's certainly getting a new cat is not always a solution. However, combined with other indications that your cat might be open to other cats, and assuming that any health issues have been ruled out and your cat has a well-enriched environment, the addition of a new cat could help. So think about it carefully, consider the situation, and once you've ruled everything else out, adding a new cat to the home just might help. An overly small home is not going to be an appropriate place for multiple cats. So if you have a very small home and you know that the cats won't be able to have their own separate spaces, then it may be best to wait until you have a larger space before you go ahead and get new cats. Remember that in a multi-cat home, it's beneficial to have separate resources for each cat. So food bowls, water bowls, beds. The cats should be able to go away from each other, be out of each other's sight and mind for some time. Another indicator that it might be a good idea for you to get a second cat is if you are spending a lot of time away from the home, and again, you have done all of this enrichment, your cat has everything they need, puzzle feeders, toys, everything they might want, but you're still worried that they might be kind of bored and you have reason to believe that they'll do well with another cat. And my last sign that it might be time to get a second cat is if your cat previously lived with a feline friend and that cat is no longer with you. Cats are known to mourn the loss of their friends, and sometimes bringing another cat into the home can help to fill some of that void. Now, choosing a second cat requires some thought. Think about your current cat's demeanor, their preferences, and their personality, and try to pick a friend for them that would suit that. So picking cats of similar age and temperament is a good idea. You don't want to match a senior cat with a kitten to bring some zest back into their life. It often doesn't really work that well. And similarly, it can be a good idea to have two kittens grow up together. If you want some more time to figure things out, fostering can be a good idea. So there are foster to adopt programs that allow you to take in a cat in need, house them for a while, and then potentially adopt that cat full time. So this will give your cat some time to adjust and give you the opportunity to say no if things aren't working out between the two cats. The bottom line here is that cats can absolutely benefit from the addition of another cat. I've heard countless stories of cats who love having another cat in the home to hang out with. Imagine if you were adopted by a family of cats and you had no other humans to talk to. I imagine it's really the same way for our cats. So it can be extremely beneficial to have multiple cats in the home, but you need to make a good match, and you need to also give them a transition period. Introduce the cat slowly and appropriately, and give them time to get to know one another in a healthy way. So once you've decided that you do want to get a second cat, make sure that you prepare everything correctly so that you can start things off on the right paw. Let me know if you went from a single cat home to a multiple cat home and how the transition went. How did you decide it was time to get a second cat, and how did your cat react to getting a new cat in the home? I think it's such an interesting thing of bringing your cat a friend, and I would love to hear about your experiences with it, and perhaps we can help others to make the right decisions with their own cats. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the community, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.